now Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, you served in Iraq and in Afghanistan. Is this just a simple case of, on one occasion, misspeaking that you carried a weapon of war into war? That's easy to do, right, Senator?
Well, no, Laura, even the campaign now admits it was much more than just one instance of misspeaking, and now it's not you, or it's not me, or it's any other Republican. It's Tim Walz's own battalion commander, battalion command sergeant major, even a chaplain in the battalion. Of course, we all respect Tim Walz for his service and for the service of all veterans, but there have been multiple instances of inaccurate or inconsistent statements by Tim Walz or by the campaign, and I think the American people deserve answers from Tim Walz. Yet, like Kamala Harris, he refuses to come out and do an interview or even answer a few questions plainside as he's jetting around the country. Apparently, that's the mode of operating for this campaign. They think there are fewer than 100 days to the election, and they can just refuse to speak to the media and therefore speak to the American people about anything in their past, or maybe more importantly, what they have in store for America's future.
Well, Senator, watch how Nancy Pelosi introduced then freshman Congressman Tim Walz back in 2007.
We'll hear from Command Sergeant Major Tim Walz. I want him to know how much we all appreciate his service to our country, whether it's in the classroom or on the battlefield. Congressman Tim Murphy. Congressman Tim Walz of Minnesota.
Senator, he corrected Pelosi on his name, not about his rank, that he fought in the battlefield. Similar thing as when he was on C-SPAN, same kind of deal. I think he was introduced as a retired command sergeant major. That's a big deal to retire as command sergeant major. I don't have to tell you that. That's a huge deal. Not that all service, as you said, isn't wonderful, but there's something very weird about this. It's weird. I mean, they say Trump and Vance are weird. This is weird.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like every day there's 4 or 5 more of these videos that come out with Tim Walz inaccurately or inconsistently describing his service, saying he served in a war zone, saying he retired at the rank of command sergeant major when he didn't, that he didn't know about the deployment to Iraq for his unit when he retired. That's why he owes the American people answers. It's been more than a week since he was nominated. J.D. Vance and the president sat down within a week of President Trump choosing J.D. Vance. They had a free-ranging interview. That's what Kamala Harris and Tim Walz need to do. Again, not just about Tim Walz's military service, but about his strange 35-year history with the Chinese Communist Party. And once again, most importantly, about what they plan to do for the future of this country. Because again, the entire campaign's mode of operating is hiding Kamala Harris out from the American people, hoping they can run out the clock in this election.
Well, Senator, you obviously forgot that what they're calling it is a national dance party. We call it the dance party of decline. As the country declines, they're having a national dance party. So that's what they want us all to just bask in, that reflected glory. Senator Cotton, it's been a long time. Great to see you. Thank you.